How do you feel about mini golf? Mini golf is the shit that you do, that you take someone on a date that you are like, I don't know what to do with you. I don't know what activity to do with you. I don't know you that well, but I just want to do an activity together. That's what mini golf is for. Mini golf is specifically for the dudes who are like, shit, I gotta take this girl on a date somewhere, somehow. What the fuck am I gonna do? I can't think of anything. I don't know jack shit about what she likes. All right, fine. Mini golf it is. The same goes for bowling. Is this like personal experience? No, I just know too many dudes who've done this exact thing. Is that a good or bad thing? Listen, man, I've watched too many of my guy friends fumble, and I've heard too many horror stories from my girls who being like, God, fucking mini golf, man. I'm like, girl, why'd you say yes? Divorce from mini golf, bro. All right, give me your ideal first dates. What is your first date green flag? First date red flag? What are we thinking? Movies red. Okay. Green flag fair / amusement park. Red flag movies. Okay. Question. I need you. Okay. Let's establish the baseline. Why do people not fuck with the movies as a first date? Why do we not do movies? No talking, bruh? Because you can't talk? Okay. Hold up. Now, let's say conditionals. Okay. Let's say on this first date, it's a comedy. It's a funny movie. Every once in a while, your date looks over at you because like there's something funny on the screen. You know what I mean? Some shit's happening, and they drop a fucking quip. You know what I mean? Like they say something fucking banger, funnier than the actual movie that you're watching. They're the type to talk during the movie and just say stupid shit about stuff that's happening on screen. How do we feel? Okay. Are you a first date movie guy? No. Is this a self-report? No, actually. I'm more of a dinner type of guy. I'm more of a coffee midday coffee into dinner. What type of dinner? Can depend. It can depend. If I've known this person for a while, you know what I mean? Like if I know what they like food wise, because obviously, okay. Here's the thing. I don't think I would ever go on a date with somebody that I did not already have like a pre-existing like friendship with. Does that make sense? So it's like, obviously I've hung out with this person X amount of times already. I kind of have an idea of like what their preferences are. Then we decide. So if they're like the type, oh, I like KBBQ, sure, we'll go KBBQ. Oh, I like this Korean place, like sit down Korean place that it's not necessarily a KBBQ, but it's like, I like Korean food. I'm like, okay, let's go. You know what I mean? It's like, if I have an idea of what they like, then we can probably figure something out from there. You know, that's how it goes. Love advice. Is it time? Give me your burning questions. I got like 10 minutes. Quick. I'll answer any sort of advice. I think on my first dates have been lunch or dinner. I was gonna say dinner, and I was like, what the fuck? It's just the best. Yo, what are you wearing to a first date? Asking dude to dude. I hate to break it to you. I've never dressed well, so don't ask me for that one. Do you go 50-50 on the first date? 50-50 on first date. I'll offer, and if they don't push back, you take note of that. You know what I mean? Like if they offer to pay 50-50, then I'm like, oh, okay. Then I don't mind covering, right? If I offer and they're just like, oh, okay, and I'll be like, you know, I would definitely be like, At what point can you start arguing with the date? Immediately. Got to do the I'll get us next time. Exactly, bro. To be honest, I'll get us next time. That's just me and Sable. Unironically, that's just what me and Sable do now. We just try to snipe each other, and then we're just like, all right, well, who's paying what? What to do when you start growing feelings to the same person that rejected you? Move on. What the fuck? Yo, why are you looking for a repeat, man? I hate to say it. Like, if nothing changing, why go back? How far does personal questions go during first date? I think it can go, I don't mind being personal, but the thing is like, you need to start all personal conversations by also being vulnerable. Does that make sense? You can't engage in like a personal conversation with somebody if you yourself are not willing to also let that person in. Does that make sense? Like, you can offer to share something about your career, and because you are like the willingness to be like, oh, I do this for work, you know, they're also more open to being like, oh, okay, they're comfortable talking about this, then maybe I'll indulge a little bit more, right? It is a very much so a matter of like, hey, this is an exchange between the two of you. It is something where you need to really hammer it home, like, this is the tone that you want to set, this is what you're willing to share, and this is how far you're willing to go with the person. And you know, being able to be vulnerable and say, hey, I am okay with you knowing this, right? I'm okay with you knowing this. I wouldn't mind also hearing about your end, but that is up to you on what you want to tell me, you know? If someone rejected you, do you think you can still be friends? Depends. If someone rejected you, I think you probably can. You just really have to let go of the feelings. That's the bottom line. You let go of the feelings. You really can't let your judgment be clouded by the fact that you did have feelings for this person before, because ultimately it changes the way that you think about them to a degree of like they can do no wrong to a certain degree, and it can be bad, right? So move on with your feelings, and then you can decide whether or not you still want to be friends with that person. How to move on from my crush who keeps telling me about the crushes he has. Bro, fuck that guy. I don't really know what to say to that one. Just fuck that guy. How to dump someone if you're not interested, but they're too attached. Ooh, that's a tough one, man. That is a tough one. I think you just got to be straight with that one. I think you just need to be straight up. Just like, I don't have feelings. Like, sorry. And even if they're like, oh, I want to make it work. Like, just be like, we can't make it work. You know, you can't give them the chance to delude themselves into thinking that they possibly could make it work if there truly isn't a chance to. You know what I mean? You ain't scared they do something crazy. You need to let them down, like softly. Like, I mean, that's the other thing, right? Like, are they gonna do something fucking crazy? That's on them. Like, that's insane. But you can't be worried about like the whatever potential thing that they possibly could do, because that just means that they're a bad person, right? If they do something crazy, that just means they're a bad person. At the end of the day, if they themselves are not getting what they want and they choose to do an action that ultimately it comes at the cost of you, right? Does that make them any better of a person? Does that make me want to go back to them? Does that change how I see them? Yes. It fundamentally changes everything about it, because then it sours all of the things that you've done together. It sours the entire perception that you have of this person, and then it's over. It's over. They themselves close the door for themselves, right? Even if they wanted to stay friends or even try to be friends with you, they can't anymore because they choose to do something fucking crazy. So yeah, people are weird, but don't give them the out. Do not let them off easy simply just because you are scared of something potentially happening. Do you think it's worth it to ruin friendships or relationships? Not really. I don't think it's worth to ruin anything for the most part. Like, I think unfortunately some things happen, some things don't, but I don't think it's worth. Should we prioritize friendship or relationship? I think you should prioritize good friendships. I'm gonna be honest. I think a relationship can only go so far sometimes, but I do think like good friends and good company is always a good thing to have, no matter what. Genuine friends are hard to find. Exactly. You should still be able to have like really good friendships no matter what. Same guy can confess to me twice knowing that I'm not into relationship. This guy yearned for me, but in the end we became friends instead. Okay. I don't that could have been worded any other way, I guess, but good for you. I mean, if you guys are friends, question mark? Question mark? Okay. I tend to self-sabotage romance by convincing myself that I only like the idea of them, but I don't know how to get around that. Like, are you saying that you tell yourself you only like the idea of them and then you just stop? Or like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Thoughts on friends who only flex their significant other 24/7 to the point where it gets annoying? I think those are fucking annoying, and I tend to stop talking to those people. I'm gonna be so honest. If I only ever hear about, listen, man, if the only time I interact with you is me hearing about your partner or girlfriend or like whatever the fuck, like unironically, I will probably just stop talking to you. You know, especially when it's like a flex. You know what I mean? That's when I'm like, all right, man. How do you know you like someone or just have a squish towards them? Okay, what the fuck? I don't know. You just feel it, dog. You just have a moment where you're just like, oh yeah, sick. Coming from a guy perspective, it is very much just like, oh yeah, cool. Like, I don't know how else to explain of just like, cool. Your friends are fine on their own, but the second they're with a partner, they forget about you being in the room. Is it time to do something about it? Yes, I think listen, man. If they switch up the second they get a partner, fuck. You gotta lay it. If you care about this person enough, you lay it on heavy. You just straight up say like, you changed, man. You switched. We're not like that anymore. That's when you know. If you truly care about this person. There's this one friend or guy, we're friends, and somehow he could talk something lead to a little affection. So does that mean we're a thing? As my parents say, he's a man. I don't. You guys are not a thing unless you explicitly say that you're a thing. I feel we also expect a big movie-esque realization when most of the time he's like, yeah, I think it'd be cool to kiss that person hang out. Yeah, pretty much. How much time would you want to spend with a partner? Some people are glued to the hip, and I just can't do that shit. I also can't do that shit, 100%. I don't know, man. This is gonna sound fucking crazy. I'm a hater. Um, I'm a hater. I think I am too independent. Like, what is it? I like, for me personally, it is that switch between two things, right? It is like, either I can be very independent, like, do not talk to me. I need to go work for like 3 or 4 days, and then I will be like, oh, okay, hey, what's up? I'll spend like a day like full. You know what I mean? I am too much like that, because for me it's like the code switch. Like, when I'm available to be free and vulnerable and willing to talk, sure, I can, but that is coming for like a limited time, and I got to go back to work, because like I can't blur those lines, you know? That is to say, I think maybe like 1 or 2 times a week. Sure, like I'll spend a little bit of time, but I got shit to do, man. Do you think there's an actual difference between a romantic and platonic love, or is it just love but different sets of boundaries? I think romantic and platonic are 2 different things, very, very much so. What the fuck? What is your opinion on friends or people who force you into dating someone even though you told them you are not into having a romantic relationship? That's weird and annoying, and you should probably tell your friends that they're fucking annoying, and either they say sorry or you stop being friends with them. A friend of mine did that. They forced me to. What the fuck? These questions about relationships say a lot. Yeah, I think you guys need to really think about how you have your friendships, man. Like, this is kind of weird. Thoughts on people who catch feelings for someone because other people ship them with that person? What the fuck? It's the same as people telling you to get married, but you don't want to. Lamau. Dude, sorry, mom. Sorry, dad. The bloodline ends with me. Passing the torch to Claude, bro. Sorry. I hate to say it. Don't mind me. I'll be, I gotta go. See you later. All right, goodbye. Respect yourself more, please. If your friends don't respect you, you should do something about it. Live your life and yours alone, please. Self-respect is important. Get better friends. Yeah. All right, see you later.